Now keep in mind, it's always better to underdo it a little bit and give another pass if you have to, because obviously once it's in there, it's in there. So you don't want to go too heavy or too crazy or too dramatic with it initially. You know, just do a nice, light, decent pass the first time, and then, you know, once that's done, you know, stand back, take a look at it, and see if it needs more. And if it does, add more. But you never want to just dive into it and just, you know, pull out this massive area of shading and then realize you kind of overdid it, because you can't come back from that. Now, as you can see, what I'm doing is just kind of trying to balance it out. If you see the areas of shading that I'm doing in here, the inside of the wing and the outside and the background, I want to keep them all roughly about the same, just to keep the balance throughout the whole piece, so it all has the same kind of feel to it. And again, if I need to add more, you can always add more, but you can't take it back. And also, you want to keep in mind too, there's going to be 2 more passes. So the next pass is going to be slightly lighter, bring it out slightly further. The next one's going to be slightly lighter than that and slightly further than that. So you kind of want to, you know, again, extra underdo it a little bit the first time you add just the straight black, because it is very easy to overdo when you do that and you don't realize that you're going to bring it out a lot further than that. But with this, you know, I'm kind of bringing this shading all the way out to about where the letters stop, and I'm going to leave that so I can blend it out into the negative skin. So again, even though there's going to be letters showing through a little bit when I'm done with this straight black, that's completely acceptable because I'm not done shading yet, technically. But again, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and keep working my way through this wing. I'm going to fade it out as it gets up here, because I don't really need to bring the shading too much crazier, like all the way in through the wing up into here. I just kind of want to keep it based more or less around the body of the bug in the center of the chest area. But again, I'm going to keep working my way up through there and match both sides. Again, like I said before, even if it's unnecessary to put shading where it was on this side to cover it up, do it on the other side so they're both even. But again, I'm just going to complete the shading, make sure they're even on both sides, and then move on to the next step. And what we did basically is accomplish all the solid black shading, which entails, you know, all the heavy areas where it overlaps a lot, and the majority of the right up there with the leading edge of the wing, and it, you know, eliminated a good chunk of the lettering as far as the cover-up is concerned. Now basically this is going to take about approximately 10 days, give or take, to heal, depending on the person. And once it heals, it'll back up slightly, you know, it'll lighten up just a touch, turn a little bit grayer, but it is straight black. It's not broken down at all, so it'll be relatively close to what that is right there. And then the next session following that will be to break the shading down, smooth it out, and just fill out more of this and give it a little better of a gradation. And it'll continue to accent the you know, the dimension and the depth of it, and it'll bring all the wings that are in the foreground into the foreground and push things deeper into the background. And that'll be done in 2 steps. It'll be done in the same session, but 2 steps. Again, it'll be a medium gray, which is about 30% black and 60% ink, followed by about 90% water and then 10% ink. And that'll just kind of smooth out just the edges of it. And basically what that'll do is, when it's healing, the real light one will kind of just be between skin tone and just a hint of shading. And what it'll do is just kind of just smooth it out and give a nice, soft, just perfect flow to it. And also what I'm going to do is kind of continue this out a little bit around the background here, Probably bring it out in a couple little spots around there. So basically there's just like a nice soft little glow around it. And that'll be the next step.